Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Fit 50. As we age, things change. I remember when I turned 30, my metabolism changed. I used to be able to eat literally anything at any time, and there were zero consequences for it. As I got into my early 30s, I realized that there were consequences. They started adding up. Fortunately, I had lived a very fit and healthy life for my adult life up to that period. So I was able to adapt. I was able to change the amount of food that I ate, not so much the types of food, but the amounts of food that I ate. And I started dialing down eating it late at night, in the middle of the night, and going out for breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning after hanging out with friends, like I used to do when I was younger. Then I hit 50, and it's a whole different ball game. In fact, if you look at the tip of my nose, I just recently, a couple days ago, had something burned off the tip of my nose. Things that us old people unfortunately have to deal with. Not all of us, but unfortunately me. I also had one taken off of my neck. By the time I hit 50, though, I realized what used to work for me for my fitness routine, for diet, exercise, healthy habits, it wasn't going to cut it for me moving into this next stage in my life, my 50 and over. The reasons are pretty obvious, and we all know. As we age, our metabolism changes, our hormones change, our muscles become less resilient to punishment, and our joints, well, they're wearing out. Still, I didn't want to let that hold me back from being healthy and from being fit and from being active. I realized I was going to have to reinvent my fitness routine, my diet, and everything that I'd been doing for all of my adult life. It wasn't as simple as making a few adjustments like when I hit 30. So I set about researching everything I needed to know, the hows, the whys. I studied the changes that had and were happening in our bodies and how we could adapt to continue to build our strength. I wanted to stay healthy, fit, and active and live my best life. I also researched diet. What do we need to be eating in our age demographic to support our healthy habits, our healthy muscles and fit lifestyle and still enjoy life? Read into that I didn't want to commit to eating a diet of kale, oat brown, and blue-green algae. I then decided to share the fruits of my labor in my book, Fit Over 50 for Men. I wrote the book last year, but I came up with this idea after just kind of playing with it in my head for about a year. Last week, about a week and a half ago, I decided to go ahead and start putting the pieces together and make a Fit 50 community a reality. And I can't tell you literally how excited I am to be right here at the beginning of what I believe is going to be something much bigger than a fitness program, something that I'm hoping can change not just lives, but mindset. And that is Fit 50. And I was so excited. I literally had a difficult time sleeping last night because of the anticipation that I had for launching this morning. Fit 50 is more than a plan to lose weight, gain muscle, or improve endurance. I'm calling on all of you to join me in making this a movement, a call to action for men over 50 who are ready to reclaim their power, their vitality, and their confidence. You see, somewhere along the line, society started whispering to us, or maybe even shouting, that after 50, life begins to wind down, that our best days are behind us, that we're supposed to slow down, fade out, and accept decline as just part of aging. But that's not the truth. That's conditioning. Those are limiting beliefs. And with Fit 50, we are here to break it. I didn't realize how difficult that was going to be able to say. Fit 50, the Fit 50 mindset. What we're doing here isn't just about turning back the clock. It's about resetting the mindset. It's about saying, I may be 50, 60, 70, but I'm not done. I'm not weak. I am just getting started. Fit 50 is about taking control of your health, your energy, and your future. It's about learning how to train smarter, eat better, sleep deeper, and live with purpose. At 50 and beyond, our bodies change, yes, but they're still capable of extraordinary transformation. We just have to adjust how we train and recover. But the capacity for strength, endurance, and vitality is still there. It's just waiting for us to reignite it. In Fit Over 50, we're going to focus on building strength, stability, flexibility, and endurance. We're going to challenge ourselves, but we're also going to listen, not to excuses, not to what other people are telling us, but to our bodies, our own bodies, and the feedback that we're getting from them. We'll create a supportive environment where men uplift men, where accountability replaces isolation and competition gives way to camaraderie. A brotherhood of strength, because Fit 50 isn't just about muscles, it's about brotherhood. We are committing a community of fit-minded men who share the belief that health is the foundation of freedom. Freedom to move, freedom to explore, freedom to live life on our own terms, not limited by fatigue, medication, or self-doubt. Together, we're going to participate in daily fitness activities, workouts, walks, hikes, even challenges that keep us motivated and connected. We're going to push each other, celebrate wins, and be there when someone hits a rough patch. Because growth doesn't happen alone, it happens together. We're going to talk nutrition. We're going to talk sleep, recovery, supplements, habits, and mental health. We'll look at fitness not just as a physical pursuit, but as a whole person health. Because the man who trains his body but neglects his mind or spirit is still only half fit. This is just the beginning. While Fit 50 is starting with men, I want to be very clear. This movement is for everyone. Soon, and with your help, I'm hoping we'll launch Fit 50 for women, Fit Over 50 for women. Because while health principles are universal, the needs of men and women are unique, and they both deserve focus. At 50, we face changes, hormonal, metabolic, emotional, so many different changes. These changes require specific attention and tailored approaches. It's not the same as when we were 30. It's not the same as when we were 40. It's the same for women. Just as we are creating a brotherhood here, we want to help create a sisterhood there for them. A place where women can thrive, grow, and feel seen and supported by their own fitness journey and their own fitness community. Ultimately, Fit 50 is about humanity, about health, about unity through wellness. We want to build something that doesn't end with the workout, something that becomes a lifestyle, a movement, a revolution. Beyond fitness, I also want to call you guys to look into the compassion that is inside of you. Now, while you're all here, and hopefully I have your attention, there's something else I want to talk about, something that weighs heavily on my heart, sadly, too often. While we're building stronger bodies and healthier lives, we need to think about those who aren't as fortunate, those who can't even think about fitness because they're focused on survival. Too often, when people picture someone in their 50s or 60s, they imagine a person who's financially stable with a pension, paid off home, investments, and family support. But that's not the reality for millions of Americans. There are countless men and women in our age group who are struggling deeply. People living on fixed incomes that barely cover the rent and utilities. People who skip meals to stretch a check. People who live in squalid conditions or worse on the streets. And when we say that, when we see someone, anyone, but especially in our age demographic, digging through trash cans for recyclables or sleeping under a bridge, it shakes us. It breaks our hearts because we realize, but for the grace of God, that could be any of us. These are our brothers, our sisters, our classmates, men and women who once worked, dreamed, raised families, and now, regardless of any fault, mistakes, or missteps, they're fighting to survive in silence. I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, even any of the answers. I absolutely don't. I don't have a clue as to what the solution is for this. I do want us to work on it. I know that there is power in community. I believe that we, as a community, can start asking better questions. How can we help? What can we do to help? How can we use our years of experience, our network, and our resources to make a difference? How can we create programs or partnerships that help those who have been forgotten? These are our people, our fellow Gen Xers. I want Fit 50 to be part of that conversation and part of that solution. We're going to discuss it here from time to time, but we're going to create a dedicated platform for that, where that mission can have its full focus and attention. But I really want you to spend time on it. I really want you to think about it, because the strength we build in the gym should go beyond our bodies. It should empower us to serve, to stand up, to care. Fitness isn't selfish, it's preparation. When we take care of ourselves, we have more to give others, more energy, more compassion, more impact. And if Fit 50 can become a community where men don't just transform themselves, men and women, but we help transform lives, then we will have created something truly powerful, something truly amazing. The revolution starts here. So today, as we begin this journey together, I want you to think about what fit really means to you. Does it mean strength, stamina, mobility, or does it mean peace of mind, self-respect, and the ability to fully live the life you've been given? For me, it's all of the above. Fit 50 is about training our bodies and our spirits to meet life head on, not with resignation, but with resolve. We're not here to compete with 20-year-olds. We're here to show them and the world that 50 isn't the end of the story. It's the start of a new one. Our story. A story of discipline, vitality, purpose, and unity. A story where age isn't a limitation, it's a badge of experience and wisdom. A story where we use our strength not just for ourselves, but to build a better world around us. So I invite you, all of you, be part of this revolution. Let's get fit. Let's stay fit. Let's get connected, body, mind, and heart. Because when we take care of ourselves, we become unstoppable. And when we take care of each other, we become unbreakable. Welcome to Fit 50. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the revolution of the fit-minded. Now let's go get to work.